This is not a personality contest. This is a genetic psychological contest. This is a soul understanding. All spectrums of men. The masculine man, the feminine man has a feminine soul. The stud, the petite, beautiful woman has a masculine soul. Period, point blank. No escaping it, no wiggle room. Don't get out of it. And I want to be so clear with this, so clear that we begin to understand where this shadow side come from. Okay? It's not hocus pocus. It's not your negative feelings, your negative emotions. It has nothing to do with that. It's very specific, actually, right? And this is just from like staring at this shit for years and years and years. And like seeing the anima, seeing the animus, and not fully understanding the logistics of it. Well, today I want to talk about the logistics of the anima and the animus. So please, sit down, calm down, relax. The information that I will be sharing with y'all in this video is golden. Now, say for instance, you don't want to pay $5 to get access to the Substack. Well, you won't be getting the information that I'm putting down, right? It costs $5 to read this article, right? But beyond that, say for instance, you don't got the 5. Well, you got to listen to this video because I'm going to just go over the article in the video. I'm doing $5 for the article just in case you don't want to hear me go off on tangents and talk about how I get my toes sucked and things of that nature. When I'm writing an article, when I'm writing a blog, I never talk about getting my salad tossed. The only place in the world, if I'm teaching a class, I'm never talking about, my relationship quandaries and things of that nature. The only place where you get me being ratchet is this free ass YouTube channel, right? This content is free. In that sense, I just kind of be myself a little bit. And I'm trying to relate to people who are not robots. You feel what I'm saying? People who from time to time like to get their toes sucked. From time to time they like to get their salad tossed. And I like having those types of conversations, right? But irregardless of that, I want to talk specifically about the shadow and where it comes from, right? When we say the shadow side is the unknown side of us, it's unknown, but we have figured out what the known side is, right? The unknown side is a specific gender. And why is the unknown side of you a specific gender? Because the known side of you is a specific gender, right? All of us either have a penis or a vagina. Is that a fair statement to make? One's in the chat. If and I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, right? I'm speaking psychology. Do y'all know the difference between a man and a woman? One's in the chat. Because I just want to know my audience. I want to make sure that y'all awake. I know y'all probably done ate some damn ribs, got the damn itis. So I'm going to be asking some questions in this damn video so y'all can understand what I'm talking about. Can you clearly understand the difference between a penis and a vagina? Is there any wiggle room in the understanding between penis and vagina? Right? We can clearly understand that. So when we talk about the shadow, what you are, if you know you got a penis, then your shadow side has a vagina. This is why it's unknown. This is why it's crazy. This is why it's cringy, right? Because you are a man and you have an unknown side of you that is feminine, okay? This is shadow work, ladies and gentlemen. It's not abstract. Is once you realize the unknown side of me is a woman, Now you're clear. Now you're specific because the known side of you is that you're a man. When you get to the fact that the unknown side of you as a woman is a man, then now you're clear on the shadow work that you need to do. You don't need to do a Google slide fucking PowerPoint presentation on information that you got off of Google. You haven't sat with this shadow work shit long enough. I've been sitting with this shadow work shit for a very long time. And actually, the breakthrough came through in a shadow work consultation. And I'm like, damn, this is what it is. And so once I figured out this is what it is, I began to study the anima and the animus. Like, oh, it's only this. It's not even confusing. Until you get to the fact that I have a penis and my shadow side has a vagina, I have a vagina, so my shadow side has a penis. You're not doing shadow work, and you don't even have no real understanding as to how to do shadow work and under what premise, under what guise, because you're listening to people talking about Google Slides, Googling information, talking about how to do shadow work, talking about if you just paint. Well, I've been painting a long time. Still getting my ass kicked by my emotions. Still getting triggered by my baby mama. Every single day. Every single day. My mama can trigger me. My girl can trigger me. My daughter can trigger me. But I've been meditating. I've been drawing. I've been doing all of the stuff that they said I'm supposed to do because I'm spiritual. But here I am being triggered. Why? Because I live in a world of projecting. What am I projecting? I'm projecting my divine feminine energy on who? Badass bitches with BBLs. I'm projecting my divine feminine energy on nuns. I'm projecting my divine feminine energy on old ladies. Can I help you walk across the street? I'm looking at these women as my God. You might say, what's the problem of putting a divine feminine woman on a pedestal? Well, I put her on a pedestal and now I'm getting child support payments. I put her on a pedestal and now she won't let me see my kids. Plus she taking $40 out of my check every 2 weeks. I really could use that $40 on something, but she taking it to take care of my kids. I mean, how messed up could you be? But at the same time, why do you fall in love and fall out of love? The reason that you fall in love in the first place is because you projected your God force energy on a human being. And when they let you down, it's almost like they portrayed the God force energy within yourself. This is why you're so heartbroken. Why? Because your God force energy, your divine masculine, would never treat you like Jermaine would. But here it is, you giving Jermaine all of your time and never giving your time to the God within. So shadow work then is to no longer project your God force energy onto your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your daughter, or your son. You begin to harness and understand your God force energy as a divine feminine woman. You begin to understand your goddess energy if you are a divine masculine man. Period, point blank. Because we all piss differently. That means we all got different gods. So let me just go back to this previous scene. Y'all ate ribs today. Y'all probably got the itis. One's in the chat if what I'm saying is making some kind of sense to you. Because we're going to get deeper into the conversation. And I just want to make sure y'all didn't fall asleep. So let's look at this picture, right? We have a son, right? Even though he got the straight backs looking like Allen Iverson when he crossed over Jordan in his rookie season. That's not a girl, that's a boy. This little boy was created by his mother and his father. That means he has his mother's energy, he has his father's energy. The ego persona chose the father energy. The shadow anima is the mother energy, one and the same. That little boy is his mother and his father's creation. Just because he came out as a boy does not mean that he's entirely separated from the mother. Have you ever seen a little boy that looks like his mother? Another point that I want to make. If he was only masculine, if he was only male, then that would mean that when he have kids, he could only produce male. Why can he produce a daughter? Because he has his mother's energy inside of him. He has his grandmother's energy inside of him. It just so happens that he has a penis. This is the only thing that makes him masculine besides his testosterone, testicles, muscle density, things of that nature. Right? The physical features of masculinity. And then we also know some men that are frail, that are feminine. I know some men that are more feminine than a lot of women. So this is not a personality contest. This is a genetic psychological contest. This is a soul understanding. All spectrums of men. The masculine man, the feminine man has a feminine soul. The stud, the petite, beautiful woman has a masculine soul. Period, point blank. No escaping it, no wiggle room. Don't get out of it.